Now I would like to tell you a little bit about our GitLab AI. We call it Duo. That will come will become later about the naming more clear. And this is the part of presentation. So Alex already showed the lab setup. And as the next one, I will do introduction to GitLab Duo AI. And after that, we jump right away to the hands-on exercises. So I will try to keep as short as possible, but to give you, especially for the colleagues who does not know our solution, to give you more insights how it works and in which direction it goes and what do we have there. So what is the problem? What we think is problem that organization faces when trying to ship secure software. So there is triaging security vulnerabilities when you don't understand them. So developers getting security vulnerabilities, but they may not be original owner. There is some team there, the security team, which is shared through a lot of other developer teams and so on. So enforcing security standards, but not slowing down developers is one of the I would say challenges. Siloed planning, project management, weaker collaboration. So one team does not know what other team does. You don't have whole context of what was built last year and so on. Low quality code in deployment if the testing is not where it should be. And poor development experience due to the context switching. If you need to go from one system to another to a third one, changing so then you lost your it's not good user experience. So those are the kind of challenges what we see in the market right now. And GitLab, what we are offering is AI across the entire software delivery lifecycle. We are focusing on the privacy and transparency first. We are focusing on to using, and I will explain that a little bit later, to choose right AI model for each use case, because we are whole software development lifecycle. It's not only coding part, but it's much more than that. And we have on our platform, since it is one platform, GitLab platform, unified data store that provides full context of your workflow to the AI, to the agents, so they know not only about your application repository code, but they also know about your vulnerabilities for this code. They know your tickets, and epics, which were written by product management, and so on and so on. So whole context using unified data store from the GitLab. We have seen that customer decrease cycle time by 7 times by adopting GitLab, and we believe that this cycle time could even go further, introducing the AI Duo capabilities. Now, I want to say to you a little bit about which kind of features, very high level, we have there. So we have AI-powered workflows to empower every user at every step. So let's start with the planning. So everything starts with shaping out an idea and writing it down in epics, writing it down in epics, writing it down in tickets, writing it down in issues. After that, you can use the Duo to get a summary of an epic, to get issue discussion, and can help. AI Duo can help you also creating descriptions based on the context of previous projects, of your code repository, and so on. But you can also use the AI agentic chat to create issues directly, to create epics directly inside the GitLab. Further, after the code was written, by developers. Then we have a merge request. Regarding the merge request, GitLab, first of all, GitLab is using code suggestion you can use the code suggestion for GitLab in order to get to accelerate the code writing. There is also feature code explanation to improve developer skills. You get an answer in the natural language model, but this is something with a lot of AI tools are doing there. We have it as well. But further on, what we also have, you can have a merge request summary, for example, and merge request summary allows the author to all the changes which are done in the code to write it in natural language model. After that, when the merge request is there is also test generation possibility. And also, if the pipeline fails, there is a possibility to use the features like root cause analysis, where you can get analysis why your pipeline failed. And in the new latest version of the GitLab, we also have a possibility flow. I will tell about flows a little bit later to solve the failed pipeline automatically by agents. Further, after we submitted the code, then we talk about security. So GitLab shifts security left in the pipeline and resolve defects as early as possible in software development process. To help developers and teams do so, we introduced several features like vulnerability summary, vulnerability resolution. So when one vulnerability is discovered by GitLab Scanner, there is a feature, AI feature to make a summary of this vulnerability with some proposal of the solution. There's also possibility to use vulnerability resolution directly out of the box, so that AI agents solve the problem, make merge requests, and so on. But also using agentic chat to, for example, also go through the vulnerabilities, let them explain, let them be automatically solved, and so on. Further, to ensure better collaboration between developers, security, and operation, there is also possibility to use the feature code review summary, and that's something what you get then. Your review, which is done, then you get a summarized as a one piece, which of course allow you to be even faster with the code reviews. There is also another feature with the code review, possible to use the Duo agent to help you assign you Duo agent as an extra team member to do for you the code review as and something which you can use, then accept, deny, and so on. Next step. How do we differentiate it from others? So we have so-called multimodal approach. So what does it mean? So it means that in software development lifecycle, the Duo spans from whole lifecycle, software development lifecycle, and we need the models that can support text to code, code to text, traditional NLP, summarization, specialization knowledge, and there is not a single model who can do that. So we introduced something what we call AI abstraction layer, and it makes it possible for us to power Duo with the multiple models, ensuring the highest quality model for each feature. You can use the different models, and what is also very important, even if you don't want to use the models which are provided, which are provided by us. You can use the self-hosted models. So you as a company can say, okay, especially very interesting feature for the self-regulated industry, where you can say, okay, I don't want anything to leave my company, to leave my IT infrastructure. You can host your own models, and you can say, I do it. Only what you need is to host on your own AI gateway inside your on your premises, and then you can hook it into different models, into your own hosted models, or you can use the providers like Amazon Bedrock to do so. So this allows you to isolate your instance, ensuring that no external API calls are made. As I said, very important for the regulated industries like finance, telco, public health, and so on. But now I want to tell you a little bit how do we achieve this. So we have something what we call GitLab Duo Agent Platform. This is official name, and this is DevSecOps orchestration platform, and it is built on the top of the GitLab Secure platform. It consists of ecosystem of AI agents, which are fully customizable to your organization, and it orchestrates seamlessly with AI, different also external AI developer tools. Our solution, why would you use our solution? So our key differentiator is our DevSecOps platform and how it supports the entire software development life cycles. Because of the differentiator, GitLab Duo Agent Platform provides comprehensive foundation required for truly autonomous AI agents. We cover the entire software development life cycle, giving AI agents complete context and visibility from the planning to the monitoring. That's what I said. It's important that we have unified data model where we have whole context. If you're using the GitLab from planning to the monitoring, the AI agents will have this context as well there for them. What is important to mention is we are offering real-time metrics to allow our organization to measure and optimize AI agents across the whole spectrum. And our integrated security and compliance policies enable agents to operate with enterprise guardrails by default. Once more, GitLab Duo Agent Platform is a framework on the top of our DevSecOps control plane, and all those agents have also access as a context to all unified data model, but also this to the unified data model. So they do not know only my application I'm working on, only my code, but they also know the planning tickets which are written for feature what we built 3 months back. What is also important to mention, we are not closed platform, we are open platform, so you can connect any third-party data source using MCP protocol, HOA protocols. There's also a feature to use the external agents in the platform and so on. So you can use whatever you need for the platform for your use case. Further, I talked a little bit about the agents. I would like to say something about the flows. So we have we call it flows that are the orchestrators for agents to be able to complete complex tasks. There are several flows. I'm talking here about software development flows, but in documentation, there are also other flows I can show you shortly. Agent platform, you have, for example, here flows. There are different flows there. Software development, as I said, fixed CI/CD pipeline flow. I also mentioned that before. Convert from Jenkins to GitLab CI/CD issue to merge request. So you have issue, you can write it down the issue, pressed convert to merge request, it analyzes the issue, creates the code, creates a new branch with the code, the changes, and create a merge request at this point. So there are different flows. There are more flows coming in with each new feature. But I will tell you a little bit how software development flow works. So you can use it for software development tasks generally. So it could be used from IDE like Visual Studio Code, JetBrains, and so on. So you as a user, to trigger before the trigger flow, you write some text, some prompt, and you say, I want to create a merge request from the SQL change branch. Check which files are changed, assign colleague number 1 if any Go files changes, assign colleague number 2 if any database file changes, any other code change, assign to colleague number 3. You can extract their user IDs from our other merge request data. You press the trigger the flow, and flow starts. And there are several phases. First phase is content building phase. So AI agents in the flow start getting information needed to complete the request. Next phase is if there are some unclarities for the agents, then he starts prompting the user, asking the clarification. You get the question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You need to answer it before flow can continue. Then after that, agents make a planning, and they create structure plan to complete the request, which is given to the user to accept or decline. And then after that, when user accepts the planning phase or make some additional requests to it, then it's possible to execute and then the merge request is created and assigned as was explained here. So this is kind of idea. There are different examples which you can use for software development. You can even ask for you to create some code changes to find some issue in your group and to say, can you please implement this issue? The sky's the limit which you can do, but this is one of the tasks. Further, what we have in the platform is AI Catalog. AI Catalog, they are out-of-the-box agents and flows which are shared within the organization or outside with the GitLab community, which you can use. And example is those are what I mentioned: software development flow, issue driver flow, but they will come also more and more. And even the next one is that you can create your customized agent, the customized flows, and then there will be those flows can then be shared in the AI catalog within your organization, or if you want, you can share it also in the community. Just want to say those features are still in all those agentic features are still in the beta phase, so they are still not general available. Now, I came to the end of the presentation. I just want to give you before we jump to the hands-on part. I just want to give you shortly several reasons why you should build onto Azure platforms. So first reason is you can build faster. You can build agents, flows using our simple declarative extensible model and build in UI that makes it very easy. Second, you won't have to worry about infrastructure or compute if you don't want. If you want to use your own model, you can do it. But if you don't want, you don't have to worry about it. With the Duo Agent platform, you will have built-in compute, network, and storage for all your agents. In addition, your agents will hook into software lifecycle events. Your agents invoke automatically on common events, broken pipeline, field deployment. When you assign issue to them, you can also assign them as a code reviewer and so on. So they will become part. The vision is that they become part of a team which can be used to help developers and to help not only developers but to help teams in whole software development lifecycle management to help them with software delivery, because software delivery is not only coding. Software delivery starts with the planning and product management and ends with monitoring. So to help them in all of the part of the process. You can interact with the agents not just in GitLab but also in the IDE plugins, and everywhere where Duo Chat is available. You agents will have access to all of the models we support, and you will be able to choose specific model for specific tasks, or choose your own self-hosted model. As I said, that's also possible. Every agent and flow will also be accessed or triggered via native MCP endpoints, including popular tools like Cloud Code, Cursor, Copilot, Windsurf. That's also possible. And observability, security, and compliance. Finally, we provide built-in observability usage dashboard, so you can see exactly who, where, what, and when agents took action on your behalf. This is what I wanted to give you about Duo Agent Platform, and I give the word to Alex for the fun part of the workshop. Alex, the floor is yours.
Wonderful. Thank you for the insight into Duo. What I'm going to do, just while I start showing my screen, I'm just going to share another poll question with everyone, which is going to appear now, and it's just where you are at the moment on your DevSecOps journey, be it just starting, this is purely for discovery, all the way through to actually you have a very mature DevSecOps process in place. You're already capturing and analyzing DORA metrics. And I think this is important to consider whenever we're talking about AI, is how you actually go about implementing this is going to be very dependent on where you are in your journey at current. And while people are filling that in, which I can already see, thank you, I'm going to start sharing my screen. He says, having lost the window I needed. There we go. Got it back. Right. Let's try that again. That's the one I need. That one there, and share. Why can't I see the one I want? What have I done here? I've lost immediately. Where we go. It's all the way down. I've got far too many windows. Again, hopefully you can now see a slide which says hands-on exercise. And let's just have a look at the results of the poll. So we are almost split between just starting in the discovery phase down to kind of using continuous delivery. A large number already using continuous integration, and a small number kind of at the other points. Yeah, which is good to know. Obviously, I suppose the further along you are in your DevSecOps journey, the kind of more you can really make the most of the agentic AI offerings which are coming out. I think it's really good to kind of have solidified where you are in terms on your DevSecOps journey before you start to think about AI. What we don't want to do is start increasing the amount of code being generated and then shifting bottlenecks elsewhere at the moment. We want to make sure we have a really strong foundation before we go forwards. But what we're going to be doing for the rest of this workshop today is looking at how you can actually go about using Duo in a standard workflow. And what I will do, I will move that over there for now. And yeah, we can get going with our hands-on exercise. So I'm going to go over into my environment in just 1 second, but what you should be able to do, if you go into the Tanuki Racing project, which was created for you, we should see there is an issue already created as part of this for you. So I'm just going to go over into my environment now. Actually, I'll go to the same view where you could probably see. So you should have landed here. If we go into our Tanuki Racing Duo Enterprise Workshop, on the left-hand side, there's a couple of places you can see this. You can open up the pinned menu here. There should be an issue, or you can access it from the plan menu. Either of these will take you to the same place. within here should be issue number 1, modern development with GitLab AI. This issue, if I full screen it, is going to contain all of the instructions for the workshop today. The plan is I will work through this and you can follow along. We'll take a couple of minutes at the end of each bit just to give people some time to catch up if necessary, and we will take some longer breaks during this as well because I appreciate sitting down and listening for an hour plus. Sometimes you do need those breaks just to go to the toilet or to grab a drink. So my advice to start with, so you don't lose this issue, first of all, is assign yourself to it. That way you will be able to find it much faster. I'd also suggest opening this issue in a new tab. So just keeping it here so you can flick then between the Tanuki Racing Duo Enterprise Workshop project and the issue itself for all of the instructions. To try and keep the number of swaps I'm doing minimal, I'm going to be keeping the instructions on another screen and just reading off to the side. Oh, I got a couple of questions in the chat. So someone would like the link again and how to open the project with the issue. So if you were able to sign up, I'll just go over this bit again. If you are able to get your group provisioned with the sign up instructions and the code, it should land you on this page here. You will have a group with then a string of characters afterwards, which is unique to you. Within this group should be a project called Tanuki Racing Duo Enterprise Workshop. If it is not there, you can just refresh your page. Sometimes it takes a few seconds to actually do the project imports. Once that's there, if you click into the project, the issue, if you go to the plan section on the left, is just there. It should have a 1 next to it. Again, if you go into the issue, it will initially open it as a panel. You can full screen it with the arrows in the top right. And then if I just quickly remove myself, under assignees, you should be able to assign yourself. And oh, let's see, Frank has got.
We have 404 ones. 404 to that, yes.
Let's have a look. Right. Sorry, I'm in your group now, Frank. Let's see. Right. Okay, it should be there. That is working on my end.
Frank, can you maybe try again?
Yeah, I was going to say, if you can just try and refresh that and see if we can get that to work. I don't know if anyone else has had a 404. Right, I will I'll continue for now, Frank. If you can just let us know if you're able to get in or not. That would be redemption successful, but 404.
Why 404? That's very funny.
Yeah.
If I press this link as well, I get 404 from Frank.
Oh, interesting. So I currently don't. So what?
That's funny. Let me try go outside the group. Maybe if link is not good. Let me resend the link to. Is it? If I press this link from Frank, I get 404. And if I go back and just go into session, then I see the session, and inside the session there is another group. So and it is not the same as what Frank stated.
The session is the overall group, which is owned by me. I can see everyone's groups within that. You all have the unique group ID.
Can you search this W5C4B?
Let's have a quick look. W5C4B5G should work, so I can access everyone's group. as I'm the owner.
You are the owner. That's
Yeah,
why I
I'm
don't see
the owner
Frank
of the
Scoop. That's why I don't see
parent
Frank
group.
Scoop because I'm not owner. Okay.
Um, could you are successfully able to redeem it? Could you potentially try and redeem it again? I don't know if that will send you back to the same group or not, or if it'll create a new group for you. But if not, I'm just going to continue for now. Oh, someone else hasn't received the group. Okay. So if you haven't been able to sign up yet, I'll just go over this very quickly. That is the URL, and that is the passcode, although it is actually in that URL I shared there. That should provision the group you need with the Tanuki Racing Workshop inside of it. So hopefully that works. Brian, am I right to continue if you just troubleshoot the 404? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Perfect. Oh, and
Thanks.
we've got a raised hand. Oh, who else has raised their hand? I have just shared in the chat the link to the group sign up if people are still unable to get that. So that should be there along with the code you need. Right. So I'm going to continue just while we try and troubleshoot that one in the background. What my recommendation here is, keep the instructions open in one tab and have the project open in the other, and then you can kind of flick back and forth. As I said, you will retain access to this group for 2 days. So if you do have to leave, as I know someone did, or if you don't quite finish it, that's completely okay. You are able to carry on going with that. If you are still struggling, if you can just drop what you're struggling with in the chat window there, and then Bajan can.
Yeah, I can try to solve it. You can continue. Please send the instruction link. Yeah.
Cool, perfect. So, as I said, I'm going to be following the instructions off screen, just so I'm not flicking around too much. And if you pin them there, that will be the best thing you can do. So, the goal of this workshop is to really look into the features that we're trying to deliver with GitLab Duo beyond code suggestions. So as we've kind of said, the idea with Duo is it's platform-wide AI. It's not just code suggestions and code generation. So we are going to be using one of the open beta features today, GitLab Agentic Chat. Some other features are also still in experimental phase. That just means they may be prone to outages as we go through. So because they're currently being worked on, we do document the maturity level of each of the features in our documentation. There is a link to that within the instructions as well. All of the instructions I'm going to be following will be found within an issue which should be generated as part of this project. So just on the left-hand side, plan and issues there. Now, as said, make sure you assign yourself, as we've already done, to the issue. That way you can find it much more quickly. And also, I recommend you keep it open in a separate tab. Now, throughout the workshop, we are going to be using AI-generated support and content from GitLab Duo Chat. Just so we are all confident where we find that, Duo Chat is in the corner up here. It has 2 modes, as we said. You've got the classic chat, and there is also agent mode or agentic mode, which is currently in beta. You will have to toggle this on. Once that toggle has been flipped over, you should then enter agentic mode. Let's have a look. Someone seems to think it's not working. So we will check if it's working right now. So
You just press it, Alex.
yeah, let's see. Oh, it's not going to work. Okay, and this is the problem with a live demo of an open beta product.
Let me try.
Right. Let's go to a completely new chat and just ask a question. Right. And no, it is going to stop. I don't know if you've had any luck on your end. Let's just see if this is an entire duo.
Let's try not agentic mode.
Yeah, that's my next.
I also have the same, Alex. I'm following it.
Okay. Right. So
Tools looks better, yeah.
classic seems to work. Let's try again. Let's do a new chat. Right, and let me just go to my demo group and see if it's working. If this is
Clouds and Vertex is working. So Jean-Pierre wrote that just changed to 4.5.
there
Change
may
the
be
model.
a
Yeah,
problem with
the model, yeah.
Claude. Yeah, let me just.
Thanks, Jean-Claude.
Yeah, okay.
Jean-Pierre, sorry.
So,
Jean-Pierre.
right, what we're going to do is we're going to temporarily change to a different model. So by default, we use Claude Sonnet 4 for agentic mode, but we do give users the ability to select models. So let's go for 4 vertex and just see. Again, it might work. It might just be a tad slower. It does seem to be working. So it
Yeah,
looks
it
like
works.
maybe
Thanks,
an
Jean-Pierre.
issue
That is really good.
with Anthropic, or at least with Sonnet 4. So, right, thank you for bearing with us there. Oh, it's always good when everything works first time in a live demo environment, isn't it? Right. Let me just go back. So, right, we'll kind of start again there and pretend that it will work straight off the bat, and we'll clip that bit out. So doesn't work for me. If people try changing the model, so it is not using the default, which has got the Tanuki next to it, so it's not the Claude Sonnet 4. I'm getting some reports that 4 Vertex doesn't work. Let's see. Tried all the models. Chris's still isn't working.
Firefox, the chat is shown partly and in the bottom. Page reload helped. Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to recommend reloading your page.
Reload.
I don't know. Is it possible for you to drop a message in Slack in the support channel with Peter and I can't remember who else is supporting at the moment, just to see if there's any known issues on the back end.
Which one do you mean?
So it was Logan linked it to us the other day.
That one. Okay.
Yeah. Right. What I'm going to suggest then for now, if it doesn't look like it's working, if we can flick back to classic chat, and we can see if we can get the agentic chat working. A lot of people are saying a page refresh also seemed to work. So if you can try refreshing as well, that would potentially fifth try is working. Okay, so we are getting some. See, mine is still working intermittently. Okay, so 4.5 vertex is no. 4 vertex. OpenAI is working after a refresh. Okay. Oh, now mine stopped. That's the let's go for 3.7. I did try all of this earlier today, a complete dry run, and it worked fine. So it's always the case where it stops in an actual live workshop. Right, there we go. So I think if we can try refreshing, and if you can have a go at using different models just to see, we'll find out if there's a problem on the back end, if there's a problem with the actual environment itself. But we will try and make some headway with it as it is. So if you open the chat in the top right-hand side, you can toggle between agentic mode and classic chat mode. What makes Duo Chat agentic is its ability to actually kind of interpret the intent of the user and then via use of various tools actually be able to take meaningful actions. So as opposed to classic Duo Chat, which is just generative, it can generate code for you, which you would then have to do something with. Agentic Chat is actually able to take actions for you. It could be uh, creating a file and actually updating it with then some chosen code. It could be creating issues or merge requests for you. It could be editing existing files. Only seems to be working once per refresh. This is potentially going to hamper a workshop. We'll carry on for now, and I'll see if we can get the any insight into why this is happening. When we open it, we should see a number of questions here, which are kind of prepared for us. We can ask those. You can ask about general GitLab questions. The Duo Chat is trained on our documentation. You can ask about questions to do with DevOps or DevSecOps in general. You can obviously ask for code generation. You can ask for advice around best practice. If you ask a question, you should see it does seem to only be working once per refresh, which is highly frustrating. Or not at all. Right.
Doesn't work with any. We got a. I wrote to the channel, Alex.
Perfect. Let's see.
No new task with chat is possible. That's what. Does it? Do you have the same, Alex?
No. So mine is currently, I've changed it to a different.
OpenAI.
Yeah.
Andreas, can you maybe refresh once more after you changed?
Yeah, this is also happening on my GitLab.com
Oh, okay.
ultimate environment as well. So this
Okay.
appears to be a
Can we go further with not agentic mode?
that is what I'm wondering, if we maybe go away from the agentic mode
I
at the
would.
moment. I'm just seeing if there's any reports of an outage anywhere. Right. Yeah. What we'll do. Okay. I apologize for the struggles we're having here. For now, if we go back from agentic mode, as I said, this is always the risk of doing something live, especially when it's in beta. If we can just go back to the classic chat for now. So there will be a few differences as we go through. Classic is generative. It doesn't have access to the tools which agentic mode does. So it means as a developer, as a user of this, you will have to implement more of the changes yourself. But we can still use it to carry out the workshop today. So if everyone can just go to the classic mode, I think is what we will do, classic Duo Chat. Now, you can still ask it for advice on GitLab, advice on DevSecOps practices. You can ask it to generate code for you. This all still works in the exact same way. What we are going to do is, if I close this, we're going to create an issue to plan some work, and we're then going to implement this change. After we've done this, I think we'll go on a quick break, and then we can see if we can troubleshoot what the problem may be in the background during that time. So On the left-hand side here, we've got a number of submenus. These, by and large, follow the kind of DevOps flow. So starting with planning, actually creating code, CI/CD, security, and then on to deployment and then monitoring. We're going to go to the plan stage to start with. We're going to go to issues. We should see the existing issue, which was pre-populated here for us as part of this project, but we want to create a new issue. We have to give the issue a title. It's one of the required fields which we need to fill. We are going to do this based on triaging vulnerabilities or remediating vulnerabilities. So if we can give it a title along the line of vulnerability remediation or anything you'd like to call it. What we'll see is it will try and check to make sure that you're not duplicating any work by looking at issues with similar titles, which may actually then kind of cover the same content. What we're going to do once we've got the title is utilize GitLab Duo to actually generate the content or the description of our issue for us. And we do this by clicking on the Tanuki icon, which is here. If you hover over it, it should say GitLab Duo. The Tanuki is our logo, it's our mascot. If you see that anywhere within the GitLab platform, that is indicative there's some kind of AI capability there. If you can't see this Tanuki icon, can you just check if it says switch to plain text editing down here, just click that button. This will only function if you're in plain text editing mode. Once we click into this, it will open a prompt box. What we're going to do is give it a prompt, which I'm going to copy because you don't want to see me having to type live. And we're going to paste it in, include GitLab scanners to secure our CI/CD pipeline, fix any newly discovered vulnerabilities. Essentially, this is our prompt. I'm going to submit this. The prompt is going to be taken by Duo. We use an AI gateway, essentially a microservice, which then routes the request to the relevant large language model. As we said, we use different large language models for Duo capabilities. And from that, it will then generate our issue description. So to include GitLab scanners to secure our CI/CD pipeline, it's given us a description. It's given us a number of acceptance criteria. And it's given us some tasks along with a few labels. I can see someone saying you can't see the icon, but you are in the correct editing version. So just to check, you are in plain text editing mode there. Just double check that. Okay. If you can just refresh your page again, just to make sure there's no issue, and then we can come back to it. All right. I'm just going to click create issue. Sorry, that's what I meant to say this. I've got distracted with the Duo chat. Inside the instructions, which I asked everyone to pin, all of the prompts which we are giving Duo during this time are here. They are all able to be, or the majority are able to be copied and pasted. The prompt I just gave is this one here, but I will share that in the chat window. So that was the prompt I gave Duo, which generated this issue description here for us. Fabian, if you'd like to, I can see you've got your hand raised. If you just want to drop your question in the chat, then we can try and support there.
Alex, I was busy with this Slack channel. Did you answer this question for Raja? Can you share the prompt?
Yes, yeah, just shared the prompt. Oh, and Fabian's
you shared. Okay, sorry.
Perfect. Right, what I'm going to say, hopefully everyone's got to this point where we have an issue. If we take a quick 10-minute break, we can try and troubleshoot what the problem is with the agentic chat, and then we can actually use it from this point onwards. So it's 5 past now. If we get back at 15 past, 15 minutes past the hour, then we can continue. So if
Alex, what do you think about the idea to make it 15 minutes?
15 minutes, yeah.
Let's do it.
Right, so if we take a 15-minute break, we'll come back at 20 minutes past the hour while we try and troubleshoot what is going on here. I am going to stop sharing my screen quickly. If you want to stay and try and or just continue, that's absolutely fine. But we will start again properly at 20 minutes past while we figure out what the ongoing issue is. See, I'm getting issues in my GitLab.com group as well.
I'm in my GitLab.com. In
Yeah.
high level, in my namespace, I didn't get. Let me try in my reset. I checked some of the channels, but I didn't see any problems. No, mine works.
Ah, okay.
Let me see. The second question was the problem, according to Colin, right?
Yeah,
Try the second
I
one. Then when he answers, I am at Cloud Sonnet for this.
right. I've also just put a timer up for 15 minutes, so hopefully everyone can see that.
Yeah, I can see it, so it's visible.
Perfect. Um,
Explain frequency. No, mine's working, but
okay.
GitLab.com. You saw the question in the DMARC, the partners chat.
Yeah.
Slack. Maybe
Okay.
is yours working? Fine.
Intermittently.
Let me try my test environment, but I did my dry run. Let me see how the situation there.
It's always the way. Did a whole dry run this morning. Everything worked perfectly.
Yeah, me too. I was also. I did it yesterday. I did it this morning as well.
Yeah.
Funny. That's probably a bigger problem because it's also not working for other colleagues. So it's not.
Let's have a look and see if there's any known.
Alex, I took my test team in GitLab Learn Labs from yesterday, and it looks like it's working.
Okay.
Let me just try. Why is not only this one from today working?
Yeah. They're both linked to the same.
You can try the test one from yesterday.
Yeah.
Explain SAST. No, it's not working. No.
No.
I said explain SAST. The second one is not working anymore. So the first one was working. But if you ask once more, then it's working. I can show you.
Mm. This is.
Yeah, but I think we can do all of the stuff with non-agentics.
Yeah, I think so. Also, can you share the prompt? I'm not able to see over the chat. If
Can you share the prompt? I'm not able to see all. I can just go ahead, Alex. I will share.
yeah.
Yes. Or someone shared it. Otto shared it. Thanks, Otto.
Perfect. Thank you, Otto. Um,
Now with the second question, it fails. But if you ask it again, then it works.
that's annoying.
That's annoying, but it works at least.
Yeah.
So this is some lab thing.
So it works in your
It
actual.
works. No, that's just no. It's this one what we are using. I can show you.
Yeah.
So if you ask it second time, try it, then it works. I
Mm,
use just the Anthropic. Let me share my screen.
yeah.
Now, anyhow, is my part right now, right?
Yes.
You see? So if I asked what is the current state of the issue, he answered me. Then I asked what
Be next steps.
could be next steps. He didn't answer. And then I asked it again, but he deleted the second one
And then gone for it. Okay.
and gone for it. So we can go ahead. Let me ask something else. Explain further issue closure. Whatever. Yeah, you see? He stacks, and then when I copy paste it again, and
it then
then
does.
it works. Okay, it's annoying, but it works. And it's a lab thing, so. But I need to finish this. I was dealing with chat, so I was not dealing.
That's right.
With Slack, I was not dealing with that, so I need to. What did you do?
All I've done so far is generated the issue.
This is this first step.
Yeah, generate the issue description. Yeah, that's where we're up to.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, do it. Maybe I could do it once more because it was struggling. Tanuki icon does not appear for me even.
Do you have access to the chat in the top right hand corner?
It's here. I'm sharing it.
Yeah.
Dieter, do you see this?
So you, that is odd. Although I do now have a
Gone again.
gone again. Hmm.
To be honest, Alex, I didn't understand which icon is gone.
So when you do the issue description generation by Duo,
Ah,
in
that one. Okay, okay, okay.
that the tiny one just above the field there, but it's odd that it's present. But Duo chat is there, so clearly there's a Duo license at play. Um, yeah, I think we're gonna have to do it with classic chat.
Alex, can you tell me what I'm sharing?
I can see a window with two tabs with the issue in it,
Okay,
and then another window with the issue in it as well.
okay.
So yeah, when you switch to plane, so just to check,
I see it here.
that icon there isn't.
That icon is disappearing by the colleagues. Is that the case?
Yes.
Colleagues, are you sure that this switch to the plain text is because it's stable with me and I'm using the same. No, it should not, Darshan, it should not be affected because I'm also the same. I use the same. Alex and me are using the same.
Out of interest, if you go to your your ultimate demo group as opposed to this group, do you
I'm
still do you have access to is agentic chat working there?
Yes,
Hmm.
I can open it here if you want.
Yeah, I'm just mine's not working there either.
Are you sure that you are in? Okay, now I go to mine, Genetic Chat. I'm here in some of the test projects. And I'm here. So what you want me to ask? I'm sharing. Do you see it?
Yeah, yep, I can see that.
Just do something. How do I estimate story points? Oh no,
Ah,
it's
okay.
you're right. Okay.
So
No,
I think this is a
general problem. Okay.
general problem, which is
Okay. No, it's not. You're right. Okay. Let's switch then to the non-agentic and then go further.
Mm.
It's time.
It is time. Interesting choice of music by the timer.
But
There we go. Right. So yeah, I think what we'll be doing is we can carry on with the workshop. Hopefully, everyone is coming back now, and we can progress. But we'll just use the classic Duo chat instead of the agentic
yes.
mode, which seems to be functioning still. Yeah.
Okay, then I take over from here. So I didn't do, because I was trying to see is there any problem general. So I will just go through the create the issue as Alex did. So you can double check it once more. So I created the issue. I'm starting to create the issue. I said it's a new issue. So if you are unable to see the icon, okay, I see the icon because I switched to the from plain I switch to the plain text editing, then I have the icon here. And then if you're unable to see the icon, switch to the plain, and then when I click to the GitLab Duo icon, I get a generate issue description, and I get write a brief description and have AI fill it in the details. So he wants me to write a quick prompt, and then I do the prompt, include GitLab scanner secure CIDP fix and the new discovery vulnerabilities. So then I do submit, and he should create then extensive issue description for me. You can see, so include the GitLab scanner to secure. He made the description, acceptance criteria, tasks, priority labels. You can also, of course, use for this kind of work your own template. You just copy paste it in the description, and he will do as you stated. Then I go to create an issue, and then we have this issue. So the next step is we can assign the issue to ourselves, set a due date, and click create issue. So it is already done. So I have an issue here, and I can only assign to myself. And I have an issue with all those. I can also do the due date if I like. Let's do 3 weeks, something like that. 2 weeks, doesn't matter. Apply. Okay. So this is this part. So then we go further. exercise AI powered management issue. Now let's explore how GitLab Duo can act as a project management. So I go to the GitLab Duo chat. And as I said, we will switch off the agentic mode. And let me see, does this work? So I will ask him, review this issue and make changes, additional acceptance criteria. That should be, make changes, additional acceptance criteria and tasks that should be included. So Alex, this won't work without agentic mode.
No, this one will not work without agentic mode.
So maybe
so
I can
give it a go.
I will give it a go. I will just try. Oh. Because colleagues, what is the difference between why we know that it won't work? What is the difference between agentic and non-agentic mode? In agentic mode, he has a possibility, agents have a possibility to do the changes to the code. They have the whole context, not only this one, but they have the whole context of the software development life cycle. And unfortunately, what I can do is the following. I won't be able to make changes. I can say to him, let me try this one, review the issues and make changes proposal. Make proposal for changes and that should be included. Let me see, does this, could this be done? No, he doesn't have access to
So,
this.
and this is the main difference
Yes,
between the agentic chat and the classic chat. And I think this really highlights it, is that agentic chat has access to a number of tools, so it can kind of recursively look through directories and files within your projects to gain more context. It can actually go away and look at issues. It can read issues, and it can also then make commits. It looks like, so I'm just reading the chat at the same time, there is some intermittent kind of functionality with agentic chat. But it does seem that there is an outage at the moment, so it is very intermittent. As kind of said at the beginning, you will have access to this environment for a couple of days. So I think the best thing we can do at the moment is probably we'll use classic chat where possible and try and use agentic chat. And if people can follow along, and then you can come back and kind of have another go at it over the next couple of days once the issue is fixed. It is just very unfortunate. It's happened now.
I got him working, so
Yeah.
so that's one time. I changed to the 4.0. So let's see how far I get. So now he's review the issue and make changes, additional acceptance criteria and tasks that should be included. So he's working now on it. And here are the recommendation he should do. But let me see, I don't think he changed it, right? Because I didn't tell him that too. Tasks. Actually, Alex, he didn't add the changes.
No, I think as you changed it to proposals, so Duo's just generated a load of proposals.
Let me try once more with copy the whole thing. Review the issue and make changes, additional acceptance criteria and tasks that should be included. So I'll try once more. Looks like it's working. Okay. Igal, I saw your comment that if you give a URL, he will be able to, but will be able to see it. Now. Okay, you see it now. So he wants to update the issue. He asks me, do you want to update the issue? Because I need to give him approval to do so. And gives me here description, what he wants to change. And if I say approve, then he should make these changes here. As you see right away, he did it right away, and he explains what he did, which are key enhancement he made to the. He's very chatty, as you see. He explains a lot, but he did what we asked him to. So stated the rest of the prompts are optional, but I think they are nice. The question is based on the security issue. What other related issues should I create to ensure comprehensive security coverage? Please create one. So that's what I said during the presentation. It is not only about development. So this can be also used by project managers. This could be also used by Scrum Master, but it could be also used by product managers. So could be not comprehensive security coverage, or it could be security engineers, but it could also be project managers saying, please, based on one issue, give me some, what should I do with the related issue? So if I click this and start. Yeah. And then it seems now it's started to work, Alex. So Xavier, yeah, it's same with me.
It
so
seems like it's now
it's back on the
back. Good.
okay. So he's analyzing it, and then he wants to open one issue, implements it, because I said to him, please open for me one issue, which could be further, and I go to approve. He explained again what he wanted, and then they explained why is this issue essential, and complementary areas covered. Then we go back to the, I close the chat shortly, and then I go back to the issues. And I see he created a third one. Implement secure development lifecycle SDLC security training program. Okay, then estimation. Let's click into our new created issue to get help with effort estimation. So I copy the prompt, I go to the new issue, I open it right away, I go back to my chat, and I just say, estimate the complexity and time required to this issue. There is another thing I think Yigal stated. You do not have to be in the issue to do so. You just need to tell him which issue is this. It can be link, or you can have a name. He will be able to know it when you are already in issue. He has this. He knows that you mean this one. But you can also be whatever you are. You can be in your IDE and just say, please update my implement secure development lifecycle issue, or give the issue ID, or give the link to the issue, and he will do the same thing. Just to note that it's not necessary to be inside the issue. So it seems that he has problems again. I will just kick it run several times until he gets working. Colleagues, I'm using chat each day and never happened this. Alex, I don't know, did you ever face this one? But
It's
it's
always the way
really
it goes in any kind of live workshop. If there's ever going to be a problem, it would be now.
okay. Now we started working again. So as you see, he is searching GitLab documentation. He's searching. So he's doing this analysis, and then he did this overall complexity time estimation. And he wants to open the issue in the project. Phase 1, establish SDLC foundation security standards. I didn't ask him explicitly do so, but I can say approve or I can say denial, whatever it. As you all know, this is the AI, this is LLM behind, so it's never deterministic. It's like you having a colleague when you ask him something and he does it on his own way. So I would just say deny. I don't want you. No need for new issue. Just analyze this, and I say deny. And he makes me analyze this. So phase 1, foundation, phase 2, training development, parallel track, phase 3, testing, implementation, and so on and so on, risk factor mitigation, and so on. So he did those tasks. How about I finish this part about the issue? So I would like to go to the next one, AI in your CI/CD pipeline. Just want to check how is the temperature with the team. Were you able to finish it? I just need to go to put my, so I have sun directly. How is this? Can you maybe do thumbs up if you were able also to finish this one in the chat? Would be nice.
There we go. We've got some one thumbs up, a couple of thumbs up.
1, 2, okay.
2 thumbs up. I'll take it. Yes. Again, sorry that there is apparently an ongoing issue with the agentic functionality within the chat. And thank you very much for persevering with it.
Okay, we have someone.
I see a few more thumbs up coming in now as well.
Okay, looks good. Then if it's fine by all, I would continue with the next part. And the next one is to execute the pipeline, populate your project with user information for the remainder of the workshop. And then we will execute the pipeline manually. So I will copy this YAML file, which is provided here. So I will just go to the build and go to the pipeline editor. You can also go directly in the file, which is, I just show you for the colleagues who are not familiar with the GitLab. So you have in the code repository and this pipeline file, GitLab CI YAML file is always in the repository of the project. Now I want to do it using using our pipeline editor, because pipeline editor has some nice features I can show you. So if I choose this one, delete, add directly. In the pipeline editor, you have some nice features like visualization. So you can see how will your pipeline look like. So you see here is the build part, and there's a lot of testing scanners, security scanners at. You can also use to validate your pipeline with linting, and you can also use the full configuration to see what is behind. Because when you are using the pipeline, there's a lot of scripts which you are already there, which you are using, and you don't see it right away in visualize one, in when you do it visualize or edit, but you see it in the full configuration. After that, I already explained a little bit about visualization, validate, and full configuration. Then after that, you do just commit changes, commit message. Doesn't matter for now. We just do it right now directly in the main branch. So what's happening now? It triggers the pipeline. So we just go to the pipeline. You just go directly again to the build pipelines. Then you go to the pipelines and we see how the pipelines is running. Just wait a second to see if the pipeline is going to run. I know it will fail. It's supposed to fail. So the next step, what I will show you is how to troubleshoot the pipeline. Any problem with that? Everybody here? You can also go in the job itself to see how it's executing. And we just need to wait a second that he finish it. It looks good. But I always like it when I start following it here, because then you see nice, is it green, what we all want to see in the pipeline, or is it just to remind you, I found this one at wrong button. You just go to the build, do a project and build pipelines. See here, still running. So let us wait a second that it fits. Okay, now we see it failed. We can go to the build, to the job itself, and there is a lot of text from the runner. What is here happen, and it takes time to analyze it. But there is a feature in the AI feature in Duo. It's stated troubleshoot, and when you click the troubleshoot, it starts as /troubleshoot command, and then he's just doing root cause analysis of the failure. So he explains what is the failure, what's happened. He proposed some example how you can fix this. There's most of the time are most of the time possibilities what you can do. There are more options and so on. There is another thing which is fairly, I'm not sure is it experimental but it's a new feature. We have also possibility present right now. I think I go back. I don't see this button right now. But there is also the feature to.
There's the fixed CI/CD pipeline flow as part of the platform, which only operates in a merge request pipeline.
Not here.
So you're still
only merge. Okay.
main branch.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
There is
okay.
also
Thanks for explanation. But if you have a pipeline broken in a merge request, then you have the possibility to kick off the flow, correct repair CI/CD pipeline, and then you don't need to do it manually. But now we have it done here. We got a proposal how to fix it, and we do it now manually. Let me just go back. I have my fix here, so I don't need to worry about that. So I go just again to the build. You can also do to build the pipeline editor. And add one comment as proposed. I think it's just this one, as proposed to the build command. So I'm in the to the build stage. So I'm here in the build stage. I have info, and then I need the logging command to add there. The rest I will stay the same. And again, I commit the changes again. Update second time. File. And now it should. We can go back to the pipeline editor and see that the pipeline is triggered again, and it will take some time. But before it's finished, I can do some other tasks. So while pipeline's running, let us use GitLab Duo to learn about a future enhancement we can make to our pipeline. So I will just ask Duo chat. I will just ask Duo chat to review the CI/CD pipeline configuration and output in chat optimization for speed and efficiency. I will be brave and do it with agentic mode. And see it work. So he understood which pipeline that is. He's getting repository file. He's getting information. This is all agents are doing in behind. And then he did optimization analysis. What are the current issues? What could be efficiency improvement, optimize Docker image, secure scan optimization, and how to do some performance monitoring. So you can use Duo chat for those kind of questions as well. Further, you can also get focus on security. For your pipeline, you just ask the questions like, what additional security scanner stages should I add to this pipeline to improve our security posture? Please output this in the chat, so not let him think he needs to build it, but just put it in the chat. Very important to be as precise as possible with the prompts. So you see he's searching GitLab documentation and proposing some security scanning stages. He's proposed to use the DAST, dynamic application security testing, use the API security testing. This is high priority additions. There are some medium priority additions like coverage fuzzing, or browser performance testing. And there is some possibility to do some more about infrastructure testing, compliance governance, SBOM. And he proposed also implementation order, what you need immediately in 1 to 2 weeks, what you need in 3 to 4 weeks, and he explained expected security coverage improvement. So you can do those kind of analysis for your pipeline. Also, you can do it for your code, and let's say what can I change, and so on. What I will also try to do, so let me see, is he? Yeah, he finished now. You see, he repaired it automatically. He repaired it, and it's all green. Only SAS is still ongoing. Okay, now we will do some further agentic. Just go back here. let us spend some time exploring Duo Chat advanced capabilities. So let us ask about the documentation. So let me go to the GitLab Duo Chat again, and let me ask about review file, which is here. I don't need to be here. I'm just here to show you. So this is lib, and I have technically racing, and I have my application files here. So I just go back. I just say to him, review this file of the Sinatra application, created a docs.md file containing documentation generated by you. So there is no dbdocs file right now. There are some README files, so I ask him to create it for me. So you see, he gets the repository file from this project, but you can also, what is really nice with this setup, if you have multiple projects inside your group or your top group or your subgroup, or everything you have access to, you will be able to ask him through this chat, or be able to ask him through the IDE, which also have chat in IDE possibility. Everywhere where you have Duo Chat, you can ask him about your whole context. So this is really, really nice. He's doing now, we only have our project, obviously, because we are doing our demo or our lab, but this is also possible. And you can see he's asking get repository file, and now he'll create based on the files he read. He will create, and contents he has, he will create comprehensive database documentation. Let me see what he does produce. He's still a little bit busy. Gives you also time to catch up on me. Okay, now he created a commit in a branch, and there is one file change. So here's the commit message, add comprehensive database documentation. And he also explained me the file change. So he create one file, and here's the whole file, what he proposed me to create. So if I go back, close this, and I just say approve. And he asked me to create merge request, and I approve it. Alex, there is a question from Jan.
Yes, always use conventional commits as commit messages. So in terms of,
as far as I know, there is a possibility to do some in the chat to do some how you say rules, and maybe
yes,
this could be parts of those rules.
you can have in a .gitlab directory in the root of your project, you can have a Duo file which contains YAML, which can be used to enforce certain rules with Duo. If you can use that to enforce a specific structure with regards to commit messages, something we can definitely I can definitely look into and get back to you on. I'll see if I can find it now. And I've also seen there are a couple of questions in the Q&A which I'm working on too.
Okay. So he's still working. So we are waiting for him to finish and give you also the time to work on your questions. Work on your exercise.
So yeah, well, just to answer that question, I'm going to share a blog post in the chat there, and it does also, I think, answer Scott's question as well in the Q&A. This ability to have custom rules with Duo Agentic Chat. There's quite a lot you can do in terms of kind of custom rules. Obviously, the advice is to not go overboard and put a whole load of documentation in there to start with, but start small and kind of build as you go through. So, you know, it could be in terms of style guides for the feedback which Duo gives you. It is, or it can be specific to your DevSecOps workflows. So like security scanning preferences. So that should answer those questions there.
There is another comment to that. There is also possibility to do on the project, still only the project base, to do exclusion as well as a security option. There's also kind of not similar question, but it goes in the direction. So you can say, I don't want to have this folder or that and that. If contains some sensitive information. Sometimes he takes more time when he do some agentic stuff. This is normal. Normally he's faster. It is faster, but this question from you already answered it.
Yeah, just answer that one, and then
okay, because this is something you have to specify. So he does not know from my perspective. Alex, correct me if I'm wrong, but you need to specify to be concrete. As I said, the whole idea is that you have it as a new colleagues working in your team. So you also have to specify to your colleagues what he needs to change. So here's the same thing. So you need to tell him, please do this in this project and whatever. That's my answer.
The default, the assumption is going to be the project, I think, which you're currently working in, or at least the repository you're currently working in. But if you want it to be focusing on something else, you do need to be explicit and just say that. But yes, I suppose just treat it as if it is a colleague who can't read your mind, doesn't have that superpower from our opening question. And just needs pointing in the right direction sometimes.
Okay, now he finished it seems. So he said, I've created success and comprehensive database documentation for the new key racing Sinatra application. Here's what I've documented. He created the document and parts what he did there. And I should be able to see this. DB doc, but if I'm not mistaken, he created it, he didn't merge it yet. He created a new branch. He created the merge request. And in this merge request, he didn't merge the code. That's the point. So he created a merge request and he created this new with the file in it. And this is the file he created. So he's actually doing coding for us a little bit here. Okay. So the next, what I would like to show, Alex, looking at the time, we have 1 hour.
Do we want to take a quick break?
Maybe.
I tell you what we could do is we could do our final poll check-in. If I launch this, just the pace of the workshop so far, I very much appreciate.
Yes.
We've had a bit of a slowdown at the beginning because the agentic chat function wasn't working, but based on this, we can then kind of adjust for the last bit.
Thanks. And I will just kick off the deployment advice. So I have deployment advice to him, and I just say, what would be the best deployment strategy? I think this will take a little bit more time to answer. Let's see, maybe not. And you can also ask the question, maybe looking at the time, because Alex has also big part down there. So the question, how can I modernize this Ruby application to use current best practice of framework? You can hit yourself this question, so we don't need to wake all together. But okay, this one was not that. So he made the deployment strategy for the nuclear racing, recommended deployment strategy, phase 1, containerized deployment, phase 2, Kubernetes deployment, scaling strategies, and so on, so on. So you see how you can use the chat, the Gen chat, for different topics, for different roles, not only for the developers, but also for the DevOps engineers, for the infrastructure engineers, for the architects. How can I modernize? Maybe interesting from architects' perspective. And then you see that he's able to provide, of course, this is LLM behind and agents, so you need to double check the questions, not trust everything what is there. So of course, look with your eyes, but this is really good start when you, for example, has those kind of question, how to mobilize. This, for example, question is very interesting in the industry where a lot of legacy code is there. How can I modernize this application? And this is a smaller one, of course. If you have bigger one, you will have, but you can start building it with this. And but the point key is he has a context, and context what he has is, let me kick off again. The context which is there is valuable, and he only analyzed one application, but if there are more of them, if there are microservices and there are more of them in a different repository, he will be able to say it as well. So he will be able to make so Evangelos and Johan, maybe try again.
Yeah, sorry, both. I think it is
that.
to the
ongoing
issue.
Well.
I've just in the background been communicating with the demo architecture team who provision these environments. As this is a GitLab Jira agent platform problem as to why it's not working properly, we've extended your access to these environments until the 1st of November. So you will retain access for longer, so you can have a go and you can really get into the agentic aspect within this as an apology for it not working properly at the moment. And yeah, I think any errors you're currently seeing there, especially the blank branch name and the fact it's stuck on approving, are going to be linked to that ongoing issue.
He's still working on this modernization part, what I asked him, but I don't think we need to stick for him to finish the architecture modernization. But the point is to see that he's really able to, or it is really able to do different kind of questions. And I just want to point one thing, which you can also, this is not part of this workshop, but what you can also try. Everything what I am asking here, you can also ask in IDE. I have here some example. There is also here chat, the same chat what you are seeing here. So you, if you are a developer, you can do it here, or you can trigger the software flow here, what I explained in the presentation. You just make a task, just say send, and he do everything on his own. So this is also kind of thing what you can try on your own. You just go later on. I think you can just kick that off if you are using Visual Studio Code. You can go to the, let me show you, where is my repository? Code repository. You just go to the repository, just say Visual Studio Code HTTPS. If you're using Visual Studio Code and click this, he will automatically open it. And you can do it with IntelliJ as well. Just go to HTTPS, and it will, if you are using IntelliJ, it will open it by this. Okay, so this is about this prompts, what we went through with the performance analysis, deployment, code migration. I would like to show you a little bit about the analyze vulnerabilities section very fast. So if I go here and if I go to the secure vulnerabilities report, just skip some tasks because of the time. Then I will go to the security vulnerability report. Then I have there all my vulnerabilities. So I just keep this off. I just do the status, all statuses. Then I just do activity still detected. And I do the scanner GitLab Advanced SAST. I will tell you why. Because so far we only have this kind of feature with SAST scanner, but this will extend later on to other report other scanner types. But also what you can also do is go to the agentic chat, and then you just can use issue link, just say here, please help me solve this. So this is also possibility how to solve it. But I will show you now this feature, which is in the GitLab UI. So I need to find a weak hash vulnerability. I have to press on it, go inside of it, and then I will have possibility to explain or resolve with AI. I press on it, and I will just go to the explain with AI. You will see that he's here not using agentic mode because this features was before we have agent platform, but it's still there. So you can go there, you can see explanation, some summary of the feature of the vulnerability, explanation why it's vulnerable, attack demonstration, and then how to fix the vulnerability. There are option 1, 2, 3, and there are some best practices for cryptographic hashing. So this is kind of how this feature works. And with this, I would close this part, and I would like to give Alex floor to Alex to explain a little bit about implementing the fix. So I just want to check, do we need some small break, Alex? What do you think?
Should we do a quick 5-minute break, take it to 15 minutes past, and then that should give us time to finish everything up? Give people time to pop to the toilet, grab a drink.
Fine.
Perfect.
I'm
I
still
will
sharing.
set a timer for 5 minutes. There we go. Yeah, so we just have a quick 5-minute break so people can go grab a drink,
Yeah.
and then we will continue from there. And I will get ready.
I just go to grab some water.
Yeah, perfect. I think I'm up to date on Q&A at the moment.
Okay, let's check. There is one open. If you are
Scott's.
using Scott,
I kind of we kind of answered with the rules section, and he asked the second question, so I linked to the blog post.
Yeah, actually here would be the answer. Yeah, prompt is the answer, right?
Yeah, it's
Kind
in the
of.
rules section. You can kind of
Or you can prompt it.
yeah, or even prompting it. Yeah.
Maybe you could answer
And
that.
the check-in poll is 76% just right in terms of speed, so well done.
Oh, just right. Okay.
Yeah, which is good.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. So I don't know if anyone else is still there, just working through it. If you do need any help, just let us know. Oh, I just realized my timer is actually mirrored, isn't it? Because I've mirrored my video. So yes, I've got a back to front timer. Oh, is it okay? Good. A lovely musical end there. Right. So we can get going again. If I share my screen again, hopefully everybody can see that. So we'll kind of carry on right from where we left off. So we just had a look at explaining a vulnerability from the vulnerability dashboard utilizing GitLab Duo. What we're now going to do is have a look at resolving or implementing a fix. First, we're going to have a look at resolving with AI. So we're actually going to go back into our vulnerability report and have a look at how we can utilize this functionality. So I'm back at the kind of root of my my project here on the repository page. If I go back to secure into my vulnerability reports, I've got all of my vulnerabilities. I do just need to change the filters back to what they were. So all statuses, and I want to filter by GitLab Advanced SAST and just hit tab to accept that. As we see, we've got 3 vulnerabilities here which fall under this category, one of which was the use of weak hash. And what we can do, along with explaining with AI from this same dropdown, we can also resolve with AI. And if I click that button, what we're actually going to go away and do is create a new merge request which will fix this this vulnerability. And it's just one way of kind of increasing the speed with which we can actually remediate these problems as we find them. Because I think most organizations now don't have an issue with vulnerability detection. It's actually an issue with dealing with the number of vulnerabilities and prioritizing which ones need to be dealt with. And if there are some we can use AI to help with, then that is better. If we have a quick look, it has all the same description as before. So what the actual problem was, what the fix is, and if we look into the changes, we can actually see what has been or what Duo has implemented then to remediate this. I think very importantly here, it does highlight that this is an AI generated fix, and therefore there should be an amount of human oversight in this just to ensure it is changing what you think it should be changing, and nothing more. You can merge this if you want to, but it's not a requirement for this workshop. Now, what we can also do here is use, hopefully, agentic mode, fingers crossed, as a comprehensive security agent to give us advice. So I just go back to my instructions here. What we can do is ask for a bit of a vulnerability assessment. So beyond this weak hash vulnerability, are there any other security vulnerabilities I should be worried about in this particular project? Oh, apparently now I can't paste. What's going on here? Let's clear that and try again. Okay. I've crashed everything now.
Just refresh.
Yeah, let's just refresh that. That's odd. Right, let's bring it back. Let's see what's happened. All right, I checked it in the break and it was working, and now it's not again. I'm not having very much luck today. Okay, we'll type it out the old-fashioned way. Beyond this weak hash vulnerability, are there any other security concerns? And we will see what agentic chat will come back with. As we've been saying, it is non-deterministic, so the output you'll get each and every time may be slightly different, as we said, like asking one of your colleagues. However, it is trained and has access to a large amount of data, which means it should be able to give us strong advice on what potential other security risks or vulnerabilities are present, and maybe some steps to take, some actions we can do to actually help for this. Again, it is taking a little bit of time, but it is working on an answer. What we can potentially do just while Duo Agentic Chat is still thinking away. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the problem with Duo Agent Platform today.
Just I don't see you have this those kind of model selection.
Sorry, I missed. What was that?
I don't see model selection in your, or is it just because your window is too?
I think it's probably because if I
window. Okay. It's there. Okay.
yeah.
You just press the X down, up, not there, up, and then go back.
Let's try again. Unable to connect to workflow.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. It helps if you go out and
Yeah. And now I'm not.
But it's not copy
now it's not
paste.
selecting a model at all.
Okay. Let me see. Is it work with me?
Is it working with you?
Let me see.
Oh, maybe the break was a bad idea.
Exactly. It looks like it works. Let me try this step.
Right. Let me try again. Okay. I'm going to be.
It looks nice. This looks good.
Right, that looks better.
Yeah.
It was impatient. That was my end. Right. Okay, we'll see what it does this time round. So again, we can ask it. Here we go.
Works. Yeah.
It's working again. Oh, I take it back. So
yeah, it is. It is.
So it's looking at all of the vulnerabilities in the report as part of this project. Again, it's looking for specific files with kind of common vulnerability terms in SQL injection. And again, all of these are the various tools which GitLab Duo Agent Platform has access to. And from that, it is going to generate an answer. So it has highlighted some critical risks. There is a potential of SQL injection. There is an insecure direct object reference. There are vulnerable dependencies. I've got problems with my input validation, missing security headers, database security issues. And it's given me basically a list of immediate actions which I could focus on from here. And it said the SQL injection vulnerability is the most critical and ideally the one we should be focusing on. What I could then do from this, if I just go back to my instructions here, I could ask Duo as a follow-up, can you actually fix one of these? And from that, it can then, Duo Agent Platform or Agentic Duo Chat can create merge requests, which will implement those changes from it. I'm not going to do that for now, just because of time constraints, but we can also ask it about compliance standards. So, what kind of compliance standards should I be aiming to achieve as part of this project? And what do I actually need to put in place in order to achieve these? So here we go. Recommended compliance standards. So we're currently violating several of the OAuth categories. It says we should try and implement SOC 2, PCI if we handle payment data, and so on. And it's given us advice on how to utilize tools within GitLab, such as compliance frameworks, security scanning pipelines, to how we would go about achieving these compliance standards. So again, Duo isn't just about code generation and code suggestions. It's about empowering and enabling developers across the entire SDLC to write safer, secure code and actually be able to do it with greater efficiency. And it's even given me a nice kind of timeline to which I should be working with, both short and long term there. So moving on from that, what we want to have a look at now is a different security issue. So we're going to have a look at the authorization bypass issue. So if I just go back to my vulnerability report, and again, if anyone was struggling there, it should just have advanced SAST under scanner. It should be one of the drop-down options there. Both the weak hash vulnerabilities are or can be remediated by Duo. They're one of the subset of SAST vulnerabilities which we can support. Others aren't quite supported yet. If I just click into this, we can get some information here. So again, what the problem is, a secure code example, where the vulnerability was found, and so on. Now, as I was just saying, not all vulnerabilities have the ability or the option to automatically be resolved, but it's something we're constantly working and iterating on. What we want to do is kind of to fully understand what's wrong with this bit of code. Why is this a vulnerability? So what we're going to do is actually find the file which contains this line of code which is vulnerable. And we're going to utilize Duo to then explain that to us in natural language. So from the vulnerability report, it should link you the location. So it's in lib, Tanuki Racing. It's the Ruby database, and it's on line 42. This is hyperlinked. If I click on it, it should open up this particular file, even take me to it and highlight it for me here. Now, if I just highlight this function, on the left here, I get a question mark. What does this selected code mean? If I click on that, it will open Duo. It's used the /command/explain, and currently using the classic Duo chat, just because, again, that was the Duo which was around when this feature was first implemented. It will eventually be moved over to Agent Platform. And it's given us a natural language explanation as to what the problem is here. So first of all, it's what this block of code actually does. It defines a class method called getSpecific. It accepts an ID parameter and then performs a database query on that parameter. The problem is there is a security risk that we are just taking some kind of unsanitized inputs from whoever happens to be using it, which means it opens us up to a SQL injection attack. So it's then given us some corrected versions here, some potential fixes, two different ways of doing it, one using a more modern active record syntax. So that's just a way in which we can start to better understand the vulnerabilities which are present in our code base. Now, we've got some more context around what this bypass vulnerability actually does, so we want to try and fix it. Now, in GitLab, Git flow means that whenever we make a change to our code, we work on a branch created by a merge request. Generally, we create that merge request via use of an issue. So what I am going to do is go into the plan section. Say what, I'm going to get rid of this tab, go back to my original tab so I don't have a load open. Go to my plan section and go into issues. We should see two issues here. The issue which was generated as part of this project, and also the vulnerability remediation issue which we made earlier on. From this issue, if I just scroll down, you should see the option to create merge request. There's also one of our flows here, which is generate a merge request with Duo. This is using the one of the agentic flows that will actually look at all of the requirements we've outlined in our issue here, go and create a branch to work on with a merge request, and then actually make changes to our files to implement the criteria here. We're not going to do that today, though. We're going to do it the old-fashioned way. So we're going to manually create a merge request, which should happen there. It will then take us to this new merge request page. We are going to, let me just check. We're going to uncheck mark as draft. We'll leave everything else as it is, scroll to the bottom, and then click create. So uncheck mark as draft, scroll all the way to the bottom, and then click create merge request. From this merge request, I can now start to make changes. It's not going to impact my main branch. Only once I'm happy with the changes I've made will I merge it back in. Now, there are many ways in which you can go about making these changes. They all start with the code button up here in the top right. If you click on that, you can open the web IDE, which is basically a Visual Studio Code fork, which is usable in browser. Or you could do this locally if you've got the project. You can then work on it in whichever desktop ID of your choice. I am going to work on it locally just to show you what that might look like, because I know there are a few questions about the kind of interaction with Duo in the desktop IDE. So I'm going to check out my branch. copy the instructions there. If you're following along, you can just open it in the web IDE, and you should also get essentially what I'm going to show you next. So again, all the files present there. I'm currently using VS Codium. With the GitLab workflow plugin, you get access to both Duo Agent Platform, GitLab Workflow, which tracks issues, merge requests, branches, and also the classic Duo chat, all in your desktop IDE. Part of the reason I'm doing this, at the moment, agentic chat isn't available in the web IDE. It's only available in desktop IDEs. We do support all the main desktop IDEs. It's all documented on or within our documentation. So what I need to do is to navigate to that particular file, find that function on line 42, and then implement my fix. So I'm just going to copy this to my clipboard. I want to go to lib, Tanuki Racing, database, line 42. This was the problematic line of code. Just change my formatting there. And that should then fix this vulnerability for me. Before I commit this though, and I will just save that file. Before I commit this, we'll have a look at the next few steps, because there's going to be a few other changes we're going to use Duo Chat for within the IDE. And again, everything I'm doing here, you'll be able to do in the web IDE, with the exception of Duo Agent Chat. So, as we said here, the web IDE doesn't currently support agentic chat, but that's why I opted to do this on a desktop IDE instead. Now, if you go into Duo, classic chat or agentic chat, you get the exact same kind of interactions you do within the web UI. You get the same pre-generated questions there just to give you ideas. You can ask all of the same kind of questions. You can ask about GitLab documentation, best practices, code generation. Now, we got a hand raised from Johan. Everything right, Johan?
Maybe you could write in the chat if you have a question. Johan wrote, sorry, I was, Johan wrote, how can I know the current GitLab license my company is using to check if agentic AI, we can answer this.
Yeah, we'll get to that one at the end.
We'll get to that one.
What I can do though within the IDE is actually use some kind of shortcut. So if I select a block of code, I can right click. You should see GitLab Duo Chat in the menu there, and you should then be able to select explain this code. And again, it's just using our / commands. To utilize GitLab AI, you do need the GitLab workflow extension. And again, I will share documentation at the end of this about how to actually, or what IDEs are supported. So again, just like I did within the web UI, I can explain code. It has given us a quick explanation here, and it hasn't spotted a vulnerability this time. So it looks like we've fixed that with our change. Now, we can also utilize Duo Chat to comment our code by use of refactoring. So if I select again this snippet of code and then /refactor with code comments, it should be able to generate some comments here for us. So again, it's generated these comments. If I just make this a bit bigger, it's telling us what it does, and it's added some additional kind of context there. Duo Chat Classic is generative. It won't actually change the file for me. I then have to copy this to my clipboard. I then have to paste it, or I can insert it at my cursor. If I'd utilized agentic chat here, it would have been able to actually do that for me. It would have been able to make the relevant file changes. Now, the last kind of quick use in here, which we can do, I can select all of this code and use /tests. And what it will be able to do is generate unit tests for me. So I know someone asked earlier about use cases for Duo in terms of generating, if you've been given a code base which maybe isn't yours, maybe it's old, maybe you've inherited from someone else, it's not well tested, there's not a great number of unit tests, you can use Duo to help there. My advice is start small, maybe pick on one function to start with and then kind of go up from there. I know I've just done the entire file, I'm not following my own advice, but this is just to kind of show what you can do. So it's written a comprehensive suite of tests. There's quite a lot of tests here, and it's partly why I say start small and you can always work up. Again, this is generative, so it's not going to implement these for me. I would have to create the directory structure to implement these. However, you could use agentic chat to do this for you. Again, I'm just going to save that file. So I'm not going to create the test structure at the moment, though. We could then actually build within our pipeline a unit test job, which then automates the process, which ingests the results into your merge request. But we won't do that today. However, there is a link in the instructions there on what we can do. Now, what we've also noticed is our database file doesn't actually have the ability to delete a leader. So our manager has asked us to be able to get rid of fake records, we need to be able to have this functionality. So I can use natural language prompts to get Duo to do this for us. So again, I've just copied that from the instructions, and it's generated for me a function which I can accept with tab, which should allow us to delete the leader on the leaderboard. Again, I'm going to save that, and again, we'll commit this shortly. So we can use natural language comments just to speed up our coding. Obviously, I didn't really check this. It's a relatively short function. If I'm generating a lot of code, you do want to have a human involved here, a human in the loop, just to validate it is doing what you think it should be doing. Now, in addition to this delete leader function, our project manager is going to ask us to write a brand new leaderboard API service class, which eventually will be used to add up player track times. So what we're going to do is actually, first of all, make a new file within this folder, which is going to be called api.rb. So if I go back here, you should have the ability to create a new file. Make sure you are within the Tanuki Racing folder, though. We call it api.ruby. And again, we're going to use code suggestions via use of natural language to generate this particular class. So I'm going to copy this snippet, add the leaderboard API service class that uses the API client to connect. And we've also included some methods. Now I got rid of it there, but I just want to see very briefly, you should have seen a Tanuki appear on the left-hand side, which tells us that code suggestions and code generation is working. If we're happy, we can hit tab to accept. If we weren't happy, we can hit escape. Again, although I'm about to do this myself as part of the workshop, don't just blindly accept it, save and then commit. Do validate it yourself. Just check it's going to do what you think it should be doing. Again, I will just save that though. So as suggestions come in, you hit tab. You can hit enter just to kind of stop or escape to stop those. Now, at the moment, I've shown this exclusively in a Ruby project in Ruby files. It supports multiple languages, even within the same project. If you go to the AI sandbox folder here, there are a number of other examples and opportunities for you to kind of explore this in many different languages, just to give you a bit of an idea. I'm not, as I'm conscious of time, going to go through that too much detail now. Instead, I'm going to commit this and push it back so we can have a look in our merge request. So I'm going to Jira workshop a meaningful commit message. So if I then go back to my merge request, hopefully what we should see now is a pipeline running. I don't think I actually just committed that, did I? Let's hang on, give me 1 second. Let's just make one change very quickly. Let's see if that works now. Yeah, I didn't sync it to start with, which was my fault. That was me trying to work too quickly. But we'll now get there. We'll get a pipeline running, which is all we really want at this point. So again, when we talk about AI at GitLab, our vision isn't just code generation and code suggestions, which is partly why it's a relatively small part of the workshop. We're looking at it in a platform approach here. So what we want really, if we're going to be generating more code and we're going to be generating code faster, is the ability to also improve our code review process. So what we need to do is to give reviewers as much context as possible. Now, I know documentation is not the favorite task of developers, so we want to try and make this as easy as possible. At the moment, my merge request description is just closes issue number 2, which is essentially meaningless. I don't actually know what it's doing. So if I edit my merge request, I can go to the description here and I can click this summarize code changes box or button. What it will look at is the diffs in the file, and it will then just summarize what was changed. I know this isn't going to capture the why. It's not going to explain the why this is happening, the kind of wider user story. But what this means is when someone comes in to review your code, they very quickly know exactly what was changed, which is very useful in terms of additional documentation. Now, obviously, now we want to get someone to actually come in and review our code, but maybe before we do that, we want to get some feedback really quickly. So we could actually ask Duo to give us some assistance here. So if I copy this code block here, open up Duo Chat, we're going to go back to agentic mode and hope for the best. I would like Duo Chat to review this merge request and provide feedback on the code quality and readability. And if I hit enter, nothing will happen the first time. So I'll try again, because apparently persistence is key today with Duo. And what it should do, again, is look at the differences in my files. It's going to have a look at the merge request, any pipeline error logs. It's going to give me some positives, which is always nice to start with. Then some areas of improvement, but that is what we ask for feedback for. Recommended fixes, loads of places. I've got poor kind of comment quality in terms of the documentation at the moment, missing error handling, and it's given me some kind of high, medium, and low priority recommendations, and then a nice summary at the end, and a score out of 10, which I think is very nice of it, 6 out of 10. So it's given us a quite comprehensive breakdown there of the changes we've made before we've even got a human reviewer, to actually come and have a look. Again, before we even get a human reviewer to come and have a look at this, we could even ask Duo to do the review for us. There's a few different ways we can do this. If I just close Duo Chat, I could assign Duo as a reviewer up here, or I can go down to the comment box and do one of the quick commands, assign reviewer at Duo, and then comment this. This assigns Duo as a reviewer of this merge request. Duo is going to go off and review it for me and will then let me know when it's finished. This is all about getting feedback as quickly as we can do to developers, so they know before a human has come along and reviewed it for them, what were the positives, the strengths of the changes they've made, what needed improvements, and they can try and do as many of those before they get the final sign-off. It might take a couple of minutes for Duo to actually do this, this particular review. Once it's done, though, you can even interact with those particular comments. So you can kind of ask Duo, why has it given us the feedback it has there? Just while we wait, we could even ask some further questions of agentic chat, such as, what's the potential impact of the changes I'm making here on the overall application? What other areas might be impacted? Hopefully I'm not asking too much of it at one time. Here we go. So again, utilizing a number of tools. It means it's able to get more context. So it's better able to then tell us the impact of the changes I've actually made. So we've got some breaking changes. We've got some various kind of negative changes and positive changes there. The potential impact of the new API service layer, any security concerns there. It's highlighted the fact at the moment we don't have any existing tests found within this project. So we're not actually really testing anything we're doing. And it's got a load of critical risk and failure scenarios and a risk matrix at the end there. So it's given us, again, a really nice overview as to what the potential impacts of these changes are. So there are then a kind of number of additional questions which we could ask. But again, I am conscious of time. Let me just refresh this and see if Duo has made progress with the code review. There we go. So Duo did its code review as well, identified some more vulnerabilities, and estimated there may be a small amount of work to actually get these done. So again, it's kind of highlighted where the issues are. It has then given us some suggested changes. I can just apply these. I can add them to a batch. I could, in here, if I tag Duo, treat it like another user on the platform. Can you explain this vulnerability to me? Add comment. And again, we can then get additional feedback, additional context, and additional information from Duo. If I just refresh it. Oh, or not. Okay. Duo should respond to me. And all of this is about really getting feedback into the hands of developers as quickly as we can do. While I appreciate that you don't want to merge based purely on the feedback of a large language model, there's far less wait time by using this, so we can actually kind of make as many changes as possible to our code base before we then get another human to actually come and have a look at it. So there are a few other kind of things we can ask Duo about the project itself. So we could ask about release planning to get guidance. What should we include in release notes? Deployment considerations. We can ask about rollback strategies. So what should we do in the case of a failure? Additional testing. So before we actually merge these changes in, what additional testing should we do? It will probably suggest some unit tests in there. And then we can ask about monitoring. I'm not going to do these prompts now, just because of time. But what I will say is that you do retain access to this environment. You've got it until the 1st of November. All of the instructions are here. All of these prompts are within here. Please go away and have a go at this, especially when Duo Agent Platform or Duo Agent Chat is working to its full capabilities. And I know I use it very regularly, and it's just very unfortunate that today it was having a bit of an issue. Just so you're all aware, if you are an existing GitLab customer and have either premium or ultimate licenses, you do get Duo Core for free as part of that subscription. That includes code suggestions within your desktop IDE. It includes Duo Agentic Chat and a few more. There are some steps linked in the instructions here on how to actually turn it on. But that's just something I know not everyone who is a GitLab customer is aware of this fact, but it is something you do also get as part of your subscription. Right. I will flip back. Who's doing the last bit? Is it back to you?
Not yet. You have
Yet.
still a few
I've
slides
got
about
the
yes,
best
about
practices. There we go.
but
So
maybe we can skip that one if you want.
yeah, I think if we go to
There is one which is important, transfer project. Maybe it's important.
yeah, I suppose there's again, just because I'm conscious of time, and everyone has been very patient with the issues we're having. I know there's lots of questions around AI and large language models. and especially data privacy, data security. GitLab takes data privacy and data security around AI very seriously. We do have a kind of ethics and transparency center to give you an idea as to what our ethos is around AI, our AI continuity plan, and then it links to all of our various documentation. I think we can definitely have this as part of the email, which goes out towards the end of the week. As I said, premium and ultimate subscriptions do also come with GitLab Duo Core, which is our free offering, and code suggestions and Duo chats. So you can do all of the code refactoring, explanation, generation, and test generation within the IDE to help boost productivity. All of the IDEs we do support are within our documentation. They do require the GitLab plugin to actually work there. The final bit I'll go over quickly. Please don't do this now, but you will lose access to this environment on the 1st of November. If you wanted to keep the project, which has obviously got all of the kind of other AI use cases within it, it's got various instructions. You can transfer it out of this group via use of the settings to your own GitLab namespace. Please only transfer it when you're done. The moment you transfer it to your own, you will lose capabilities, especially if you don't have an ultimate license. But essentially, there is a markdown file which is in the courses directory. That has all of the instructions there. I'm not going to dive into it in too much detail now, just because, as I said, it's something for people to do once they're finished. But just so you're aware, you can keep it at the end. Perfect. And I will pass over for the conclusion.
You can keep slides, maybe not to switch.
Yeah, I can keep it up. There we go.
Yeah, I will just say a few words just to save us some time for some last questions. So what you get with the GitLab AI, it will increase development velocity, but not only for the developers, but through the entire software development life cycle, not just writing code, but also security things, also planning part, also monitoring, also security, and so on. As Alex mentioned, round of security, we keep your code secure. We never use code or any other context to train any models. And GitLab AI will assist you in developing on AI tools. So if you go to the next one, I presented there some of the, and then I need to take because I opened all those links. I just wanted to show them, so I need to grab the presentation. Sorry for that.
Right. I'll stop sharing mine.
Yeah, thanks.
There you go.
Am I sharing the presentation?
Let's have a look. Yes, I can see your presentation.
Okay, so but I don't need the presentation, so I just want to go here to show you some links. You will get this presentation, so you will get those links, but just there is a summary of the features we discussed today. So there's a summary which part of those features are in which part of the GitLab. Are you in GitLab Duo Core, GitLab Duo Pro, Enterprise, and so on. So you can see it, which are already generally available, and you also see this beta experimental features. A lot of what we show today passed in this category. So you can always, when you have a question, which feature is doing what, where is the documentation, just go here. And then, for example, if you see down there, we have those beta, we have GitLab Duo Agent platform, and then you go there, you go directly to the agent platform, and you can then see what is there, what do I need prerequisite to make it work. And you can also see here which agents do we have, which flows do we have. Discussed a little bit about the software development flow, but there are also other flows which you can try, and so on and so on. Here is also information about which model is used. There's also information when this feature was introduced. Always pay attention that here is the documentation version. So if your company is 18.4, then you just go to 18.4 and you get the documentation for that. I don't know why I got this one. I know why, because this one was not in 18.4 there. So you need to go here, for example, agent platform, and then you see some of the documentation was not there back in time. And if you have your version, you see it there. Which was also important to mention is that you have also GitLab Go Choose Your Path. You can also search what you want to do, and then you have different ways how to do it. And there is also a link to the use cases. Which you try to solve with some nice documentation, and so on and so on. So this is kind of what I wanted to show you. I will give you those, you will get those links to it, so you can also search for it. So GitLab as a company is very open, so a lot of things are just in our documentation. You can find it right away. So I think we came to the end of our presentation. So I think we have a time now for the Q&A. Shortly, just stop sharing.
Right. Yeah. Any questions? Please drop them into the Q&A and we can start to answer them. I can see there's one here from Kurt. Could GitLab Duo be used to create like a base project architect from requirements and epics? Would it be possible to track the requirements into code?
I cannot answer.
With GitLab Duo Enterprise, I'm going to say no. When it comes to GitLab Duo Agent Platform, obviously you can utilize Duo to generate requirements for issues. You can use Duo Agent Platform to then kind of action those and create the files which are necessary. I do wonder if there would be the way to make a custom flow which would then be able to basically add a label to the issue when one of those requirements are met. I do not know. That's something I'd have to go and ask the agent platform team. It's quite a specific flow. It's a very cool idea, but I would have to go and dig into that a little bit more. So yes, sorry, that's not a very definitive answer, but that's all I can say at the moment. Johan, yes. So you would need to check with your admin if you're not an admin on your GitLab instance to be able to see the Duo settings as part of that.
But you, Johan, I answered this question. That was follow-up question. But you can see in your if you go to in your project, then you can have you can go to general, and then you see, do you have GitLab Duo settings there? That could be your indication that you have a Duo there. But which kind of license you need to go to the admin if it's self-managed. Okay, what was the next one? We had one older question from Scott. I think we answered that right already, right?
Yes, yeah, we answered Scott's.
Okay, so I will just do answer live button.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
And then for Johan, and then what permissions need to be in place for Duo to get context from multiple repositories? There is a permission that the user, he has your permissions. So as a user, you need to have permission to, if you have permission to access the whole group, then he will be able to see your group. That's short answer. Then we told the GitLab hosts the LLMs on its own infrastructure in order to guarantee data privacy. Alex, I need your help there. So I think we have
So we use cloud-hosted large language models, but we have agreements with the LLM vendors around data privacy. Is my understanding. Again, it should be more well documented in the AI Transparency Center, which is one of the links that will be sent out to everyone.
But we, on our own, we are not building any models, and we are not having them at all. So we are not dealing with. We are not like Cloudy, and we are building AI tools and platform around it.
Yeah. GitLab isn't making any of our own large language models. It's something, which we rely on large language model providers to do. Today was Duo Enterprise, so one of the paid for add-ons. In addition, we're also the Duo Agentic chat is part of the Duo Agent platform open beta. So Duo Core is limited primarily to just IDEs, along with Duo Chat within the UI. But the other functionality, the CI/CD troubleshooting, the security, vulnerability remediation explanation, the merge request functionality is all linked to Duo Enterprise. Jan.
So will there be a Jira issue to MLflow? The issue.
So the issue to MRflow at current just utilizes GitLab issues. I did see one of our colleagues the other day who used the MCP server within the GitLab monolith to give the agent access to context from Jira. So, sorry, essentially be able to do a Jira to MRflow. If that will eventually be one of our released flows, I have no idea. That is definitely a question for the engineering team.
But I would say if you through the agentic chat have access to the MPC, Jira's MPC, I think nothing stays in the way that you give the task or in the software development flow to do so. So there will be probably not issue to MLflow directly right away, but I can imagine that you can do this on your own with software development flow.
Yeah. Yes, it is possible to connect a model which is hosted in a private cloud. So if you are a self-managed GitLab customer who has Duo Enterprise, you can self-host large language models. At the moment, this requires you to self-host the AI gateway, the microservice, and you can then host models on the supported model serving platforms, which include AWS Bedrock, Azure OpenAI for private or for like cloud, or you can use VLLM to do it on your own premise, on your own infrastructure. So you can use models which are more restricted in access than the default mode. I don't know if I've missed anything there. But you do have to be a self-managed GitLab customer, so it's not possible if you're on gitlab.com. That's the restriction there.
But our answer is yes.
Yeah.
It is one of the big differentiator from us to other.
Yeah.
So you can, but you need to build your, you need to host your our AI gateway software which we provide you, and then you can do it. Yes.
Yeah. The AI,
I know some customers they are playing with it. Yes.
Yeah. And the AI gateway is provided as a Docker image with all of the code and dependencies, so you don't have to build that yourself. It's then just a case of, if you do it fully on premise with VLLM, getting the necessary infrastructure in place, or configuring AWS Bedrock or Azure OpenAI. And yeah, lots of our highly regulated customers in the financial sector, use that kind of a setup.
Then we have the next one. Can Duo use GitLab templates and custom templates for repo issues?
Just to clarify, Kurt, do you mean when using GitLab to generate the issue description, if you have an issue template, will it then follow that?
That's how I understood. Yes.
Yes. I think the answer is yes, but I'd have to go away and double check.
Yes, I never tried that, to be honest.
Yeah.
But it should work. Why not? He has access to.
Yes, again, I believe that is a yes, but I'll go and confirm it.
So I think we are a little bit over the time.
Oh, we got if there's no other questions, I think we can probably finish up there. Obviously, again, thank you for everyone's patience with the issue at the beginning, or I guess the ongoing duration
Ongoing
platform
issues.
issues. As I said, you will have access to the environment for longer, just so you can fully experience it. Hopefully, fingers crossed, when it is working again. I know a fix is currently being worked on as we speak, so it should be up and running in full capacity soon. But yeah, thank you.
Thank you all.
Perfect. Well, thanks all, and yeah, speak soon.
Speak to you soon.